Welcome back. This is stage 3, SeaSide Sprint. This is category C race for me. My announcement on this thing today is about my racing on Zwift. I'm a category D. No matter where you look at it, I'm a D because of the WKG. But my raw power and the advantage that I have on the downhill, I'm actually a C, man. And from now on, throughout the rest of my races, I'm just gonna race C. Even on the community Zwift, the Zwift community live races, I'm gonna race C. I don't know when I get to race my team and I finally get to do one of the, because I'm never really here to do the ZRLs, but I can do those in the triple Ts. They usually put me with Cs anyway. The team usually put me with Cs. The only race that I don't race and I can't race is the ladder races. So, but hey, that's a different story. I want to thank everybody who subscribes to me, everybody who follows me. Thank y'all very much. I'm trying to get to 200 before the month over with. We only got about 2 weeks left, so please, if you like, leave me a lot of likes, leave me a lot of subscribers. Come on, help me get to 200. Get this video to 100 likes, man. Now, the reason I'm going up to C is you can see right here, I'm gonna have the charts up on either side of me. I burn less calories in C. I use less wattage in C. I'm better off heart rate in C. And the reason for that is because when I'm riding in C, I'm not by myself. When I'm riding in C, I ride in a group, so I get to save power. I'm not just pushing power because I'm out in the open by myself. And yes, I can come back and ride with these, but then that's me kind of playing down to the game. I want to get better. So in order to get better, I got to move up. And somebody put in there, I'm going to put your name in here when I go back and look in the comments. But you was right, I have nothing else to prove, man. I'm not trying to prove nothing to nobody, but I'm just trying to prove stuff to myself. And right now, I'm trying to hit the link where my wife was like, you gotta move up. You're losing your fun of this thing. So with that being said, I don't want to make this video too long. Let's get into this race. Y'all for to enjoy this thing. We're at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Now, I wanted to race this race again. I really did. There's a spot in here at the end of the race, and I figured if I can get this thing up to 70 kilometers on that final dip, I can win that final sprint, on that final stretch that just before you hit that sprint. If I come down that hill at 70 kilometers, I don't think nobody could beat me. I really don't think so. Now, as you see me race this race, and you saw from the reviews of that thing right there I had up about the powers and stuff, I did come in second on this. And the reason for that is because the last guy hit the sprint. You just have to see it. It was a very nice way he hit that sprint at the end of this race. So as we were riding through this race, I'm standing in there, like I told you, I use less power because you see me outside the pack. I kind of just get behind people and I slowly just ride back into the pack. I had been working this pro development services. He had been asking me about why don't I ride and draft in the pack. And the reason for that, in D's, I was so much powerful and so much more, whenever we had heels and stuff, it made it so easy for me to get out in front, and I could pedal at a decent pedal. It just made it too easy to be out in front, man. It really did. But when I'm with C's, I can stay in the pack. I really do. Now, on rolling hills, I come out in front of them. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about now, when we did this, whenever this race come back, you know they come back every once in a while. When this race come back, I'm going to win one of these things. But I know when they hit the hill, and right here is where I should have started my sprint. I started my sprint a little too early on it. This is the first time over this hill. And I come down, and you see my speed coming down this hill. And I'm trying to see, well, okay, I hit 58 on it. And now what I'm doing is like I do when I used to be with, when I race with D's or something, I was trying to see how long it takes for somebody to catch back up to me. When I do a lot of C races, I see, well, let's see where they at. Now that I know, because I did this on a D race, I knew what the finish line was. I was like, okay, cool. I just got to time my final burst just right, because the hill will help me get a lot of this out of the way. It really would. That's what I was thinking to myself. So as we ride, I'm waiting for them to catch up. Now, we got another little hill coming right here. And I was like, okay, cool. They finna catch up to me. I don't want to be in front. I really don't. So what I was thinking was, once we get down here, there's a flat coming up. And I figured what they were going to do is just catch back up to me on this flat. And that's what I was trying to do. I know they were trying to get the draft from me. I've been asked before. I think Drum Toe asked me the draft behind. I've heard people say there's a hell of a nice draft coming out because the game does calculate my weight into this game very well. So what I would do in real life, kind of what it is. Now you see my weight balance on here. It actually works harder when I'm riding like by myself. Now look at everything once I get into the pack. Everything kind of builds. My weight balance starts to go back up. My wattage goes down. And I'm just slowly riding this ride out. You can see that I'm just in the pack. I'm not trying to beat nobody. I'm not trying to outrun anyone. I'm just riding in the pack. And then when we get to this hill right here, this is where I put power in. I get to save power because I get to put power in here and on that final hill climb. So that's what I was thinking about right here. So nobody comes up and just leaves me in the dust. And I just kind of ride with them. Now, you see my weight balance, it goes down because you can see where I actually put the power in. But when I'm not really putting a whole bunch in, it slowly builds itself back up. So I'm kind of starting to learn weight balance is really starting to help me understand more and more about racing. I am learning a lot about racing. And this is another reason why I can't race in D no more. I really can't. It's unfair to the other guys who are in D. It really is because I have a built-in cheat with my weight in downhills. Now the cheat it goes against me on uphills, as you saw at all the Swift. From first to 181 or 82, but on downhills and flats, my raw power gives me a secret advantage. And with C's who are, I'm just being honest, a lot of them are in a great, better shape, lighter riders, and they're more dedicated to riding. They give me a more, I don't have competitive advantage. It's just that it's just a little bit better, but not as great. Now, I'm gonna tell you something that would have really helped me on here. I never received a feather, the whole race long. I had 4, I ended up getting like 6 drafts, and I don't really know how to use them, y'all. I'm just being honest. So I'll just pop them anytime I was in a pack, and I didn't understand how to use them. Now we come around this second hill, we coming up on these rolls here, and as we come around these rolling hills, you can see that I stay in the pack with everybody. I don't try to get out the pack of them. Only time I get out in front of them is when I know that final hill is coming up and I get the speed up so that the rolling hills allow me to hold my speed. So you can see that and you can look at my heart rate. My heart rate is lower. If you watch the other video of this, my heart rate was high because I was by myself. Now as we come around here, we get close to the end of this one, I go down and we feel the climb. Now this is where I put all my power in climbing this hill. Because I don't want to get left on this hill. So I'm getting better at climbing hills and anticipating the climb. If I come in the hill and try to climb, because of my weight, I won't make it up the hill with any speed. But if I can anticipate at the peak, where the peak of power is just at the top of that hill, I'm fine. And as I come down this hill, you see I get it up to 57 kilometers again. And he comes past me and I look at him and I go, wow, they really rode it. So what I try to do now is just sit with them. You see my heart rate is up just a little bit, but look at the wattage I'm putting out. I'm not putting anything out because I'm riding with them. Look at my draft numbers. My draft numbers is what I really concentrate on, especially on flats and little slight down hills, negative hills, negative percentage, like you see here, negative zeros, negative 2s. I like that. So I stay in the pack. And you see my wattage go way through. Now, when we go really on a downhill, you can see my draft numbers hit up to 200-300. And I mean, I've seen him get up to 6 before. No, not 6. I think I've seen him get up to 5 before. And that's still like, to me, like, wow, man. So we're on the second lap of this thing. And all I'm trying to do, like I say, is stand up. And this is why I said what I said. I really I can't keep racing in D no more. And it's just not gonna do it. Now the problem that's gonna come in is I'm probably gonna be a D even when until I lose about 50 pounds. I think that's the only way the weight and body and the WKG is actually gonna measure out to itself and equalize out. It's when I lose I need to get on about 300. I'm 380. I went to the doctor on Friday. I'm 380. I don't think it's gonna do right until I get down to about 330, 325, somewhere in there. And then the weight balance and my weight is gonna complement each other, and then I will automatically start getting jumped up. But until then, man, I think I can get into B and still be a D. It's just one of the things where the game never calculated for somebody my size to actually do this. And it's not nobody's fault. I can't blame anyone. I can't yell, well, why did y'all, make a game like, no, it's nobody's fault. But the idea that I'm just got on here, I'm just trying to lose weight. So because I'm doing it, I'm a bigger guy. None of the equipment is truly made for me. Even when I get down to a watt bike or, God, I can't think of the trainer's name, but the Neo bike, that's it. Even when I get the Neo bike, those I can get on at 300, 320. I'm pushing at 325 because they're stationary and I just won't be able to truly stand on them, which I don't do anyway. I don't stand. And the reason for that is I had both my knees, both my quadricep tendons torn. And so I don't like standing up. That was about 7 years ago. So I'm getting better now, but I really, really don't like the feeling of standing up. I'm starting to feel a lot better, but I really don't like the feeling of standing up on this thing. So we're coming around the second turn of this thing, and we're gonna go up the hill again. As you can see, I'm still behind everybody. I look up, and anytime I see my draft numbers come down, I think of that little bike y'all see on the regular app when you got a regular overlay on here, and it's like catch up to get the draft. I know that when I'm riding and I slightly get behind people like that, I know that little bike is there in my head. Like I said, I don't like the other overlay no more. I really don't. So as we come up over this hill, I'm looking at everybody, okay, cool. And what I do is I time myself coming down on the rolling hills, and I just remember where the last one is at. So I know right now when we turn this turn, you see him get out in front. Now, I'm not trying to catch him, I'm just trying to ride now. And so I come up on here, and I catch up to him. I look up, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm at the top of this thing. I forgot what happened. I know what happened. I hit a button and I thought maybe I might have stopped the recording, so I went back in just to check and see, but I hadn't stopped. That's why I went clear like that. But you see, I came down that hill, I hit 60 kilometers. And look at me, I'm slowly coming down, but the guy in front of me is doing 46. My weight is that momentum I have coming off the hill is pushing me forward. So in my head, I'm going, okay, cool. I even see that I can catch people with ease, which I know I can, but that was a long way from the hill to catch people. But like I say, it was like a negative percentage for a while. So now as we come back around on this last lap, now this is where the strategy comes in. I got to make sure I'm trying to rest myself. My heart rate is at 148, 146. I've learned how to I do like 5-minute rolls before I race. That's just enough to get my heart rate warmed up, but not enough to get me tired. So I'm about pinpointing how to get my warm-ups in, and I stretch. So I'm getting better at all of those things, but like I told y'all, there's no need for me to do these anymore. It makes no sense. And like I said, if I remember putting it in here, man, I'm trying to get these both done on Sunday. If I remember putting it in there, I would let you know your name that said something to me. But I've had other people saying, people been coming in that I'm a C, and I was like, man, no, because when I race season tiny races, I get drilled. But the thing is, I race season tiny races, and the race is so short that a lot of times the tiny races I come in low and high numbers on there because they're not tired. They're just long enough for the C's to just keep sprinting out, and they'll get me in a killer sprint, especially with a little hill or something. But if it's a longer race like this where you start to get tired just as I'm getting tired, and the only things left is my weight on these downhills plus my endurance that I've been working on a lot, I know then that I can compete with them. Now sprints, unless it's a downhill, I'm in trouble. Especially a short sprint, yeah, I'm in trouble. But with these longer races, I'm fine. So like I say, outside of the ZRLs, and when I'm with the Z Suns, when I'm doing the other races, like the Triple T's, they put me with C's anyway. So I don't know what happened with the ZRLs, but if I do get to do them, like when I'm at home on a Tuesday night to do them, it's gonna be C if I can possibly get put in there. But I'm never really home at that time. I'm usually out of town, y'all. So that's why y'all don't ever see me racing those races. So I like doing them here and there, but it's hard. Even the Swift Community Lives are hard for me. Like I wanted to do one this week, but I'm glad they're not doing them this week because I got a delivery, and I don't need to go out of town. Or really, I got a backlog I got to deliver. I don't go out of town until Tuesday. So as we coming around here on this last little part, I'm looking at we got these rolling hills, and I'm looking at who's around me now. One thing I do is like I go, okay, cool. I know we got to pull this hill, but we got these rolling hills, and these rolling hills are somewhat to my advantage If I can get enough speed on these rolling hills, I can't let nobody get further out in front of me. It's gonna get hard to catch up to them. But if I can get enough speed in these rolling hills, the hills will do all my work for me. I'm at 50 kilometers, and you see when I go down, watch what I do. I come down, I'm at 47, 48 kilometers, and I come back up. Then I get the lead right here. And what I'm doing now is looking at, okay, I got one last turn to come in right here. And I timed it just a little too. You see, I'm trying to hold off. I'm just trying to get just enough speed to get up this hill. And as I get up the hill, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm up the hill. I needed to back off right here. I knew I was good right here. And now, I timed it just wrong, just a little bit too much. Because now I'm trying to come over this hill, and I'm starting to get tired. And I'm really getting tired now. So now you see me come over the hill, and I'm putting it in. I'm like, okay, I gotta get up to 65 kilometers down this hill. That's what I'm trying to reach. And I get it up to 64. Man, if I could have got 60, he came right behind me, man, at 64. And he held off just long enough to get me. There was no way I was catching him. With that, man, I want to thank everybody who riding with me to my announcement was, I'm not doing C's, I'm not doing D's no more. I'm all at C. I want y'all to have a great week. I'll catch y'all on the next video. With that, ride on.